righty. So pulling it all together for our advanced training, we're coming into more variations in our headstand and handstands, and this will be a bit of a review. But we're going to have a bit of a play lab now because we want to just get into the swing and figure it out. We've done about 3 or 4 of each version. We're going to go over it all together so we have a clean video that we could access if we're like, oh, how can we practice headstand and handstands in a more advanced way with the swing. So we're going to come into our forward folds, pushing the swing down nice and low so it hits the top of the legs. Keep the chest lifted, lean forward, keep that strong diagonal, keep pressure on the hips the whole time, keep pressing forward, and then we can lower with control. We can come up and we can come down without flapping. Just try it. See if you can really get the press forward to lift your upper body. We want to be able to lift our own bodies. This is actually super important in the long run. And then we can push our feet down towards our fingertips by our toes like we did in our Series A, and press back. And when we press back, we're going to press our feet up instead of wide and down. You're like, what? I just learned. So this is like our star handstand. And I want you to practice stacking your shoulders over your wrists and then bringing your legs wide into a star. Stack. Don't move your hands. Keep them close to the center of the mat and then stack. So you're kind of straight up and down. And then you can squeeze your legs back behind you. Right? So why don't you just watch if you're a little confused, because it looks like you guys are not doing it. Just watch. So look, I was here, and now I'm here. Do you see the difference? Okay. So my shoulders are right over my wrists in handstands. So I went from my wide straddle upside down dog to stacked, and then I could bring my hands up. And then from there, I was squeezing my legs back behind me. Once I squeeze my legs back behind me, I can kind of play with bending the knees. Once I bend the knees, I can actually fully hang. This is the hardest one. It's kind of like grace consciousness. And most people slide out. So we're just going to play with that variation. But all I want you to do is come from your wide straddle upside down dog, practice coming up into a star in your handstand, and see what that feels like. And then from there, if you want to get real fancy, we can go from wide straddle, handstand into touchdown, lifting back up, which is that hopping up into a handstand wide straddle that I said was so difficult. So first try the star when your legs are wide. Keep them wide or you'll lose your hook. And then from there, back to wide straddle, handstand, toe touch, back up. Just try it. It's pretty challenging. I'll just spend a moment there playing in the space. And then we will try some easier variations. But again, we're going to go over, straighten the arms the whole time. Don't bend the elbows for handstands. That will be a head plant. You don't want that for handstands. So from the center of the mat, bring your legs wide. Okay, from there, you're going to bring your legs up towards the sky. Wide, up towards the sky, and you can squeeze them back behind you and play with bending the knees. The back behind you, yes. Straighten your arms. Yeah, cool. And then if that works out, come on back down to wide straddle and then toe touch and try to pop back up. Straight arms the whole time if you can. Wide straddle, toe touch, pop back up. Good. So handstands are really challenging, and so this allows us, without falling over 100 times, to play with them. Okay, good. And then we're going to move on. Come on back down, feet in the center of the mat. Clap your elbows and hang. Let's come through our handstands that we learned, and then practice some variations from there. Bring your hands to the front of your mat, and then come through a plank. So from our plank pose, we're going to bend both knees and hook outside in. This looks like our upside down dog. From our upside down dog, we tucked and pull, right? So we bring our hips stacked directly over our shoulders, straight arms the whole time. Really cool. Now from there, I want you to just play with coming through an upside down dog, back to up dog, back to handstand. Right? So we did that variation And then what we can do, if that feels comfortable to make them harder, you walk your hands back halfway, not to the center of the mat, but halfway, about 1 foot. And then you can tuck, and then practice balancing. So once you get the tuck, then you can practice the leg variations where maybe you bring your legs wide, or get back behind you like we just learned. So just see if you can get some variations going from that position and have some fun with it. So if the swing does slide up, just bend your knees. Your hands are halfway back towards the center. Yes. So hook your feet. Good. And then from there, tuck. Straight arms tuck. Yeah. And then can you try to bring your legs wide from there? Oh, keep the tuck. keep it stacked. So hook your feet. Okay, tuck, keep the tuck, and now try to bring so your hands are really wide. Here, bring your hands right underneath your shoulders, so yeah, so you're stacked. Good, and now once you're tucked, you can try the variations of bringing your legs wide. Keep the tuck, you're losing the tuck. Stack.
So much harder with the hands together.
Yeah. Woo! You want to be properly stacked, so this is stacked. Straight arms, don't bend your elbows ever. Not in a handstand, you'll lose it.
Am I close to the ground? Because I'm holding all of my weight.
Well, yeah, your
hammock is
handstands mean you hold all your weight.
Okay.
So the thing is when we're practicing how to do a handstand, we're not trying to get the swing to do the handstand.
Okay, I didn't know if this.
Yeah, so I know if you push your hips back like you just were, which is not a big deal, you're no longer in a handstand. I call that the upside down dog.
Got it.
Yeah, they're just two different poses. That's why we call this is what an up dog looks like. That's why we gave them different names. An up dog is with the arms straight, stacked over the wrists, but my hips are back. So this is not a handstand, right? Handstand is when we tuck and we get our hips over our shoulders. And then we walk it back towards the center of the mat. And then we try playing, keeping our hips over our shoulders. We play with bringing the legs wide. So that way we're using and supporting all of our weight, but we're not falling over 100 times. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, last one. Let's bring it down and try for some handstand variations. So hands to the front of the mat, forearms down, floating leaf to begin. Nice and easy. Let's bring it down. So yeah, after we do something exciting, then we always want to relax, right, to reset. So the first one's going to be the easy one. So we bring our hands together, interlace the fingers, bring the crown of the head to the floor. Bend the knees, bend the feet towards the bum. And we've done this one in our beginner, our basic training. Then we can hook our heels. We can hook outside in, right? Outside in. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, good. So that allows us to stack again. So now if we bring our hips back over our shoulders, we can press our forearms in and it is stronger. Now, if you bring your legs towards the sky, you will slide out. So don't do it. That's not in our practice, because if you do it, you're just going to slide out, which means you're no longer in the swing. You're just doing a headstand in the middle of the room. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to release the left foot down towards the ground. Heavy. Yes. And then we're going to straighten the right leg towards the sky. So we can do one leg straight. Yeah. It's kind of like our standing splits, but floating, right? Now bend both knees again. Hook both heels. So we transition with the knees down towards the chest. And then we can extend the right foot down towards the ground. Yeah, good. You can always shimmy the swing over if you need to. And then straighten the left leg towards the sky. So we're doing like splits with the legs. Yeah, and if you ever feel like you're losing the swing, you just bend both knees. Pull them towards the chest, and then the swing will slide back up. So there's ways to adjust. And then usually what I do here is I come into what I call the scorpion. So my knees point towards the sky, my feet pull down towards my butt. Hook your feet first. Yes, there you go. You gotta get that hook. And then the swing's kind of wrapping around my outer thigh, so I'm locked in. So from here, I like to come up into pinch up, which means from headstand, I go ahead and bring my forearms down, my hands are shoulder distance, and I look back behind, I look back in front of me. Right, so gaze back. So from there, we can come into another handstand. handstand scorpion. My hands are at the front of the mat. Come on, yeah, come on over. Okay, good. So from handstand scorpion, you can try and touch your toes to the crown of the head. That's like a big pose. But notice that this pose is really hard to do without a swing. You're gonna fall over a bunch of times. But then you can really feel like what muscles are engaging to get me there. And it's really strong, right? You can really work it. Okay, great. And then from here, now that we're back in handstand, we can do all of our variations again. I'm going to show you the wheelie, which is my last handstand that I do, which is, it's actually my last name. It's W. Healy. So it's like one pose. Little condescending, but that's okay. Fine. So I go all the way back. So it's a handstand back bend. Just watch. So when I come into my handstand back bend, I'm going to squeeze my legs together behind me, kind of like I'm coming into a boat, but straight legs. So it's a little hard to see straight on. You can see it better from the side, but I have to walk my hands all the way to the back of the mat to get there. So what I'm going to do is spot you guys so you can try some of the more difficult ones, and we'll have a little play lab. And that way we can do handstand wide straddle. We can do the Christ consciousness one that I showed you where we wrap the legs around, really challenging, or we can press back into a wheelie, all those different variations. Okay, let's just have 5 minutes and then a break so you can really go for it and then rest after this. But a little handstand lab.